Live from the Export Beer Garden studios and always brought to you by Export Ultra, the beer for here. This is the Agenda podcast for the 28th of January.
The Agenda Podcast, the home of sporting nonsense and claptrap. Brought to you by Export Ultra.
Good morning. Welcome along to the Agenda. James McOnie and Manaia. Stewart, a good old three-way for your Tuesday.
Kia ora, kia ora.
Good to be here.
What have you been up to on the long weekend, James McOnie?
I went to Storm Purvis's wedding, actually.
Oh.
From The Crowd Goes Wild, Stormy P. She got married.
Did she have a baby out of wedlock?
Yes, she did.
Oh
Daisy.
my God.
Bastard.
Lovely baby.
But a bastard.
Yeah, and a lovely, lovely baby. And then
Say it again.
her husband, he's definitely a bastard.
He's a bastard.
He's absolute.
Dan's
good bastard.
Dan's a bastard.
Good bastard. Dan Hilton-Jones. And I've been dominating him in fantasy NBA, basketball, G Lane, something you don't care about.
No.
But
I do.
it was a lovely occasion in a place called Kinloch near Taupua.
Yes.
And so it was inland. So they've got this beautiful home that they built. I thought it was a proper wedding venue because they called it a forest escape. And I went, oh, this is cool. And it's just they built this place and it was
Who's they?
Storm's parents.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Stormy's parents. But the legend for me, even though I thought Storm Purvis was my favourite Purvis, I met her grandfather, Bill, 95 years old, bloody legend.
Surely Graham Purvis is your favourite Purvis.
Oh, well, yeah, no, sorry, yeah. Hand of Pervy, eh?
Yeah.
He wasn't there.
Is he related?
I think
Surely. There's not many Purvises.
There can't be too many
Yeah,
Purvises.
there's a distant
Can I ask
Purvis.
one question before we move on to Manaia's long weekend?
Yeah, sorry.
Did she change her name to, because what's his husband?
Purvis Hilton-Jones?
Yes.
She's gone triple
Has she?
banger.
Storm
Yeah.
Has
Purvis
she?
Hilton-Jones.
She should be
Yeah.
playing for the New South Wales Waratahs.
Yeah, she should be.
Jingle
She
Home
sounds
Schmidt.
like she's from a very good home. Purvis Hilton-Jones. I met some of the Hilton-Joneses from up north, and they're rough and ready, and they're good bastards.
Is that right?
They're real good bastards.
Did you
yeah.
DJ?
No, I was going to MC, and then I got unceremoniously dropped as MC.
Who for?
Well, no, initially they said, "Do you want to share it with with Dan's uncle Hamish? He's hilarious." Well, and I went, okay, yeah, I'd love to share the mic with, the Dave Chappelle of Northland. That'd be cool. Yeah, let's do it, Uncle Hamish. Let's go.
The Louis
and
C.K.
then they said, actually, can we? We're going to drop both of you. It's going to be the brother and sister combo, so a sibling from each, and that's the way they went. And I thought it was good. So I actually did a little intro because I did say to them, "Well, I've already prepared all this stuff," and they went, "Oh, why don't you just do an intro?"
That's a good way to do it.
It was easier. I just went.
Yeah.
I just used the stuff that I'd already written ages ago in notes mode.
And did you intro the MC?
Yeah, intro the MCs. Yeah, gave them the big like, here they come.
That's good.
Yeah, like, let's get ready to rumble. Yeah, it was good. It settled people down.
Yeah.
Because you need people to hide in mic, come a bit closer.
Yeah.
It was a sort of outdoor venue, and they grabbed a drink and put their phones on silent and all that sort of jazz. And then we were ready to go.
Because we all work in media, and the first instinct for people that know us is, can you MC my wedding?
Yeah.
And I don't like MCing weddings.
No.
I've done one before. Like, it was a great wedding, but I felt like I was working. At one point, the caterers tried to negotiate me an extra fee for cutting the cake. So I was like, well, surely that's part of the thing. They were like, no, there's a fee for serving the cake, but there's a separate fee for cutting the cake. I was like, do not do this right now. First of all, I don't know. I can't.
I'll take that fee.
Yeah,
I'll
cut it up.
I'll definitely take that cake. And
Yeah.
I'll take the cake eating fee as well.
Yeah.
Carrot cake, by the way, if anyone's wondering what the cake was.
I'm surprised you just didn't get your boning knife out and just bone that cake.
Well, I already felt like I had so much on my plate. I was like, just get back there, cut the fucking cake, and we'll figure it out tomorrow.
Well, you make a name for yourself if you bone a cake, I reckon, like at a wedding.
Yeah.
Like people would say, do you know what Manaia Stewart from Radio Hodaki did?
Well, that's the hand grenade method, and I've done that. The last one I emceed, I hand grenaded it because it was about my fourth one. I was like, fuck this, so I got absolutely steamed.
Yeah.
And look, I wouldn't like to say I ruined their special day, but I came close.
You always come close.
Yeah,
don't
it
you?
was
You always-
close. And I think after that, people were like, I don't think he wants to MC anymore.
Or maybe I need to do that for the next one. I was even asked to be a celebrant for one recently, and I was like, I am unwed.
But
so
you have to go. Don't you have to go through some
You have to go
celibacy
through
thing?
celibacy school. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I've been doing that for a couple of months now anyway.
Yeah.
But I
I would definitely qualify, unfortunately. But the thing is, you've You do get asked to be MC all the time, and I know exactly what you're saying, Manaia, Stewart. It does feel like work. When you don't get asked, it actually stings a bit more, I think.
Oh, no.
Not more, but just a little bit of like, sometimes they just go, oh, we just want you to have a good time, and you go, yeah, I know, but
this is my thing.
This is my thing, and you're going to get someone who's gonna suck, and that's fine.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Tony Lyle had a different way of looking at it. He was like, I will never be able to come around and help you put a fence up, put a deck up, wire up some lights or whatever. This is the only skill I have, so I'm more than happy to lend a hand whenever I can MC something.
Exactly.
So that's a good way to look at it too.
That's a good way.
And also, you don't. What it sounded like there is that whenever there's a mic, I want to grab hold of it.
Yeah,
but
that's right.
well, I'm happy not to for almost all occasions. But if you know the bride and the groom in particular, I think it's a bit awkward if you only know one. So I'm quite happy to say I'm not going to MC this because there's one half of the whole deal that I'm sort of meeting almost for the first time,
Yeah.
So no, but if you know them both, I think, or it's a family member, then I think it's kind of like a fun thing to be part of.
I'm going to take Tony Lyle's theory because next time a mate asks me to move house or whatever, and they're like, fuck off, I MC'd your wedding.
Yeah,
You go, that was 20 years ago. Yep.
And you're still married because of a fucking bang up job on the day done by moi.
Did it for free.
Yeah, exactly.
I also I've supposed to MC one wedding where I couldn't make it, and the brother had to step in, and I'm in the end I was sort of like an MC coach. That was quite fun because you're sort of like sending them all this material, saying
Right, and hoping they deliver it.
yeah, hoping that they deliver it. Yeah,
I
heard that went okay.
I struggled a little bit with the wedding that I did MC. It was the night before. Me and the best man, we sat around, and it's one of our old flatmates from down home, and we wrote all these stories and jokes and blah blah blah. And then when we were going through it, we're like, it's not his 21st. I don't know if we can say most of this shit. A lot of it was real. Like,
You take sex, drugs, and rock and roll out of the wedding speeches.
yeah,
Don't come in now, G Lane, and try and provide wisdom on this subject. Okay, G Lane. We know what you did last summer.
Hey, look,
Paul Ford.
Paul Ford, like I was his best man. I was an MC there, but I didn't go too dirty on his speech, but I did go into his dark side. Yeah, explain to everyone that he's not the nice guy everyone thinks he is.
I refuse to believe that. Paul Ford.
Yeah, see, it was I had to put the case forward. It took 20 minutes to put this case forward, and I got people in the audience to stand up and go, my name is Beat Skinner and I got hurt by Paul Ford. And then a cacophony of people would stand up and go, my name is Chucky Hensel, I got hurt by Paul Ford. And so I got everyone to stand up and say, see everyone, he's not the nice guy. And then I explained why. Yeah, anyway.
It was a takedown.
it was
It was
a hit piece.
People who know New Zealand's premier sports journalist, Paul Ford, you don't often get a chance to take him down.
He's such a nice guy.
Yeah, I know. It was such a nice occasion too, married to the lovely Tracy and all the family were there. So, look, I mean, some say it wasn't the right time to do that, but I'd say there was no other time.
You weren't going to get another chance.
No.
I don't mind that.
Yeah.
He's not going to,
Anyway, Manaia, Stewart, you didn't really have a long weekend, did you?
I didn't have a long weekend. I reckon, because obviously I'm on Hauraki now, and that's broadcast across the country. Yep. So it was Auckland anniversary day yesterday, and I live in Auckland, but if you live in Christchurch, do you give a shit that the station you're listening to is in Auckland? No. I reckon in New Zealand it should be date of origin. So you get the day off from whatever region you're from, rather than where you live.
No, that's going to be complex.
Yeah, that is tough.
It is. It's going to be very convoluted. But if you identify as a Wellingtonian, you should.
It's open to corruption, I reckon.
Yeah, it is.
Because you'll take South Canterbury's holiday.
22nd of September.
Yeah, you take Canterbury's as well.
Like
Is
Canterbury's.
it show week? Show week.
Come and show week in November.
Yeah, it's rife for corruption.
But I've lived in Auckland for like 8 years now, so I'll take that one as well if you don't mind.
Auckland's got the best. So I reckon it's a good one because it just comes. Everybody's back at work and you're just hating life, and then they go, well, actually.
Well, Wellington's not too bad.
Here's a long weekend, you grizzly bastards.
Why don't we just combine all of them and just have an ad like all at once? Seems a bit weird that everyone's got their own.
What, like a Waitangi Day?
Yeah. Just an anniversary day.
Well, that's next week.
We can never agree on.
No, I just want another day
anniversary day.
Matariki. Yeah,
because Matariki's come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
it's
big
good
time.
though.
Yeah, it's come at just the right time. They looked at it and they went, it's down there.
And also, I'm pitching James McOnie. I've said this to Manaia, Stewart, that we should realign fireworks night with Matariki.
Yeah,
we should sell and let off all our fireworks on Matariki.
Oh, fuck. I hate Guy Fawkes with a passion.
Yeah, but what about Matariki, though?
Are we allowed? Do they sell?
No, but I think
fireworks?
we should move it. We should scrap Guy Fawkes altogether.
Yeah.
No, but do they sell them in July? I mean, I love Matariki as a holiday.
Yeah.
I'm just not into the
fireworks.
into fireworks. Yeah,
But I reckon it'll get a whole another generation into it because they'll be able to let fireworks off. Kids love fireworks.
Kids do
Fucking
love
love
fireworks,
fireworks.
but I think that if you banned them, it'd only be a generation before kids didn't even remember fireworks and don't love them.
but
Because I think kids love cigarettes.
you're lucky because in your neighbourhood where everyone's like snooty as fuck, like you're the only ones
Bang.
letting off fireworks, and so you're terrorising everyone else like it's Beirut in the 80s.
Yeah.
And so
But-
the thing about it is like in my neighbourhood, West Auckland, same as Manaia's, it is fucking crazy, eh?
Yeah.
It is bloody going, I don't want to say, but yeah, it's Basra. Anyway, you feel like a BBC journalist back in the day, or Mike McRoberts in the flak jacket.
Yeah.
And all the neighbours seem to be aiming them at my roof. I don't know what the fuck it is. So suddenly it's my problem if my house catches on fire, G Lane.
Like-
I would love on Guy Fawkes to come around and aim them at your
Yeah.
face.
You wouldn't last
and
a
then
minute
just
now.
see what happens.
You wouldn't last a minute.
You
out
wouldn't
west.
last a minute.
No,
Exactly.
there's a fucking
Right.
reason why they're aiming at your house, James McOnie, because there goes that fucking McOnie, grumpy
What a
Coney cunt.
wanker.
Let's fucking bomb on there.
I know, I'm
They're
the
all just
Grinch.
letting mortars. He hates fireworks.
I'm the Grinch of Guy Fawkes.
It's me from a couple of blocks away just trying to light McOnie's house up.
just sending mortars.
Fucking Manaia.
Sending mortars over Tiaratu Peninsula.
Yeah, we do.
From north to south. It's like North and South Korea.
Paul Ford wouldn't do that.
No.
Fucking would,
So, long weekend for me, boring. Not a long weekend, and I didn't really achieve anything. I mean, it rained most of the weekend here. So,
I went to Benson Boone.
Please stay. Oh, that one.
You hold up. Yeah.
That is what song has he copied there?
I don't know, but
That feels like a song that's
Something,
been
yeah.
done before.
it's not a concert I choose to go to, but my 10-year-old and my 8-year-old were
Amping for it.
amping, and they were absolutely peaking at that whole concert. He does flips across stages.
Peking Man, were they playing?
No.
Oh, okay,
Peking
sorry.
Duck wasn't playing either.
No.
But he does backflips off the piano. He plays the piano, sings. He's quite the performer, and he's got this full 80s kind of jazzercise look. He's got curly hair with a headband. He looks like the greatest American hero.
Oh, like,
And he got
Bill Simmons. What's his name? Rick Simmons.
Yeah, and he's got-
Gene Simmons?
No, who's the Simmons? Richard Simmons.
Yeah, it's got a Richard Simmons vibe. And then he had this
Thank you, Joe
Canadian
Jerry.
tuxedo with a kind of denim waistcoat and denim flares.
And the ripped off sleeves.
Yeah, ripped off sleeves, belted out an hour and a half. The kids, I was fucked by the end of it because I had the 8-year-old on my shoulders for 2 songs, and then I'd have to lower myself down. I headbutted a poor 10-year-old kid in front of me because as I was lowering, it went bang, and the kid goes, ah! I was like, sorry. Sorry. And his mum's like, you're right. I was like, sorry. And then I had to load the 10-year-old back onto my shoulders and up with the 10-year-old. And then
Well-
they complained. I lowered at the end of the gig. My daughter gets down and goes, oh, disgusting. Your fucking neck is so sweaty. It's all over fucking... I'm like, fuck you. I've been holding you two on my
I'm a
shoulders.
pack horse.
I'm a pack horse for an hour and a
I
half.
don't know why I'm sweating.
Yeah.
That song went off at Storm's wedding, but then so did 500 Miles by the Proclaimers. But it was quite interesting. That song I think was played by the DJ or whatever. But before there was a band, and I was listening to their bands really have to sort of. I mean, obviously they're going to go back and try and play, some of those classic wedding songs like a bit of Sweet Caroline and some ABBA or whatever. But they were definitely trying to push the boat out with a bit of Swedish House Mafia, that don't you worry, child. And I was like, how are you doing that with your 3-piece from fucking Topor,
That is a wedding band specialist, that one.
Oh,
that you got on your hands there.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They're trying to go into that EDM sort of avenue.
Yeah.
BDSM.
And why not? Yeah, BDSM.
I went to 2 consecutive weddings that had the same band, and at the first wedding, they played a Limp Bizkit medley, and then into a Creed medley, and it went off. And then the second wedding that I went to that they were at was Chris Key's wedding, and I recognised the band. And I was like, play that fucking Limp Bizkit medley right now. And they were just like, straight away, just one of those days. And the poor Key family's looking around like, what is going on, mate? Meanwhile, I'm just breaking shit on the dance floor.
This is amazing, Keezy.
You've gone full Jason Eaton on the dance floor.
yeah, I had. I was like, everything's fucked. Everybody sucks. And then poor Nana Kesey's like, oh, my word.
Nana Kesey.
I love this. What is it? I'm feeling something deep inside.
Yeah. Then cut to a couple of hours later. But
the thing is, I think Creed were much maligned. They were kind of getting Nickelback sort of slander, and I reckon that if you give them a chance and maybe a medley, you could bring them back.
Well, because Creed have been memed back to life.
They have. Yeah. John Key was loving it.
And they did a halftime show
John
in
a... Don't fuck off. Is that Chris Key's dad's name?
Chris Key's dad's name is John, yes.
Yeah, he's John Key. Yeah.
Okay.
He imports cars and fixes them. American cars, big old American cars. John Key.
The right honourable.
I'm not sure if the nipples are real, but John Key is real.
Yeah. Oh my God, the nipples! I'm still getting questions about the nipples, and you know what? I'm leaning into it. 100% real.
Yeah, I don't know. I like the air of mystery. Who knows?
Yeah, such big areolas. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with some actual sport. Righto, Big Bash. The Big Bash final was last night. Was it Tasmania versus the Sydney Thunder? And the only story out of that, James McOnie, Manaia, Stewart, is Mitch, the big bitch, Owen.
Yeah, he went full Lance Cairns.
Yeah.
But double Lance.
He got 100 off 39 balls. Here is how he started. He started very subduely.
Yeah.
3 dot balls. So just, leave, block, leave. Just having a look. And then he decided, you know what? Fuck this. 6, 4, 4, 6, 4, 1, 6. Let one through to the keeper. 6, 6, 4. One more through to the keeper. 4, 6, 1, 1, 2. Block. 6, 1, 1, dot, 6, 1, 3, dot, 6, dot, dot. 2 singles, 3 singles in a row. 6. And dot finishes with 4, 2, 6. And then a 2 and then out. So that quite 39 deliveries. Hobart, they smashed Davy Dum Dums.
Could you read that out again? Those runs, please, G Lane. That was scintillating.
Yeah, I know. It looks better on paper.
Okay, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does.
It's how many dot balls? There is like 5, 6. There's only about 10 dot balls.
I watched that innings. Joe Jury was watching Manaia. You would have been tucked into bed.
Yes.
But holy shit, he just went off. 23 years old. Big old Chris Cairns forearms. You know those forearms? You just go lumberjack type
big
stuff. Big fours.
Is that the future?
And was just spanking the shit out of it.
Is that the future of cricket, though? Because we talked about how the fact that kids now are just going to go and turn into baseball players.
Yeah, really. He was sort of just the hitting arc or whatever they call it these days. And he was collecting them all over the place. But it was kind of weird how the bowlers, they sort of knew that he was going to do it. They just powerless against it, really. He'd step inside the line and just say, no, this is my spot. The Ricky Ponting stand.
Yeah.
I mean, even though I was getting Lance Cairns vibes, I must add that Lance Cairns did it on the MCG, and nothing's bigger than that on the G. Nothing's bigger than that G. But where was it? Bellreeve. At Bellreeve Oval, 16,000 fans. Jeez, there were some freaky-looking fans too.
Yeah.
What's Hobart?
But he did that Australian thing where he celebrated the century way too hard and then got out 2 balls later.
Yeah. That's always going to happen if you celebrate that hard, isn't it?
I can't celebrate that hard.
But no, you can
39 balls.
No, but
100.
I mean, you're playing in a final. You've got to win the final, don't you? Like the century, I reckon if you're playing in a final, the century celebration should be subdued.
Were they chasing?
Should be like, yeah, I'm a fucking weapon. Now watch me get this done.
Yeah. Were they batting
You don't
first?
have to go.
Okay.
You're just being a big. It's all about me.
Oh, fucking hell.
No, but it does sound like
100 off 39 balls.
Oh no, so yeah.
So sorry, were they chasing or they were they were batting first?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, if
Were
you're
they batting first?
Chasing.
yeah, so don't celebrate 100 if you're chasing.
Yeah.
Job's not done.
Job's not done.
Job not done.
It's a very
Job done.
very Kane Williamson approach, isn't it?
Yeah. Kane is he's amazing how he doesn't sweat as well. Like he just takes the helmet off and you're going, what? You've been out there for 3 hours.
Compared to someone like
Daryl
Mitchell, who presses his helmet and the sweat just goes.
Yeah.
It's like Daryl Mitchell's taken on the burden of sweating for Kane Williamson.
Yeah.
But look, man, you've done enough for this team. Let me sweat for you.
that the Akon? I'll take that sweat from you. And you can put the sweat on me.
Meanwhile, the Aussie Open wrapped up in the weekend. Kevin Sinner, Yannick Sinner won the final.
Getting a shout out every time. People will be Googling Kevin Sinner.
Certainly wouldn't be winning the Aussie Open. Then you've got against Zverev. He copped a bit of heat in the speeches at the end for alleged wife beating for the German player. But the big news out of that was Sabalenka, your favourite tennis player of all time, Manaia Stewart, well, not favourite of all time, has been criticised for appearing...
Wash your mouth out, Serena Williams.
Yeah, sorry. Have been criticised for appearing to pretend to pop a squat on her runner-up trophy. Yes. Have you seen the video to that?
I've seen that. Is it? No, it's not popping a squat.
Wow.
So what's happening
to piss on it?
To describe, because this morning I clicked on the headline and the New Zealand Herald thought it was a little bit too rude to post the video on their platform, so they put the headline and then a descriptor of it. So I then typed into a company computer, Arena Sabalenka urinating.
And then IT and HR again. Well, they know this office well. Yeah. Back down they come.
But eventually, after hours of scrolling, I did find it. And basically, so she's standing there. She's won the runner-up trophy, which is always like a kick in the guts.
And it's
a
like
little
a
bit.
plate or something.
It's a plate. It's like, oh, fuck, who cares, man? I lost the game. You get something for losing. So she's back in the changing rooms with her manager. Bear in mind, she and all of her team are Belarusian.
And isn't her manager... husband?
No, was, but he died. Thanks for bringing it up. And she...
I thought that was the dad.
Oh, no, it was a partner. Anyway, okay. So I've done a lot of research onto Arena Sabalenka and offered a shot at Crown. So they're standing around it, her three dudes, and they were all like talking about it, and they were gesturing like, they're gesturing like, I'm pissing on this thing because who wants this piece of shit? And so this dude does it, then the next dude does it, then she does it too. And that's what the video was. So it wasn't just her like pretending to squat over the...
But also, it's kind of a private moment between a player and your manager in the changing room.
In the changing room. And they're like mourning the loss a little bit and, you know, having a bit of a laugh together, being like, oh, fuck this trophy.
Yeah.
And then now all of a sudden she's been...
Storming the teacup, really.
Especially when you lose to Chris Key in the final.
Yeah, that's another problem, you know.
The one thing I was going to say is that my chat is more tennis related about the
actual tennis.
Actual tennis is that Madison Keys, she was a child prodigy, came on the tour at 14. She's about to turn 30, so it's a long time to win her first Grand Slam. 29 years old, and everyone loves her. Apparently, she's very cool, and so it's a real popular win. But last year, she changed her racket. So after maybe, I don't know, over a decade, 15 years of using a Wilson, she went, fuck that, I'll go to Yonex. Suddenly, and also gets married. Maybe that helped as well. Married a coach who she'd been dating for 7 years. And then all of a sudden, the coach has been
That's
going,
what you need to get into tennis coaching.
He's doing the old, it's all in the hips. You know? So, okay, it works for him. But suddenly, married, new racket, boom, and then beats Sabalenka. And then, poetically, at the end of the final, Sabalenka smashes her racket, which is Wilson. Yeah. Wow. And I was like, that's right, you changed from that fucking racket and you were a weapon. And she's just like, ah. And she looked pretty fucking...
Oh, she was distraught.
She was, And do you see those teams or players that expect to win? They always take it badly, and that's often the most amazing thing about an upset in a final is to go and say, put it on them, put the camera on them. Yeah. Something's going to fucking happen here. Yeah. Because they were not expecting that at all.
Have you tried breaking a tennis racket?
No.
Yes.
It's quite hard.
Yeah, I
found it quite hard. It took me like 4 or 5 swings.
Yeah, you got to get in the sweet spot. She went two-handed. I just thought, no, you just whack it with one hand. I saw Marcos Bagdatis smash 5 rackets in a row. It was a famous game.
I remember that.
Yes, he kept
I was there live. Yeah, it was actually the coolest thing. I just went, this is fun. He's just melting down, like he's just lost the freaking plot.
Because if you're going to get done for racket abuse, which is one of the greatest penalties of all time, you might as well do all of them.
Go the whole hog.
Because they can't give you 5 racket abuses, can they? They just give you the one. So you might as well empty the bag.
It got really comical because he sort of unwrapped another one, looked at it, just went, nah, fuck, I'll smash that as well. So it was actually really good. The first 2 went real quick, and then he started sort of thinking of,
How long is it?
Boom.
How long is it until a T20 player snaps their bat across their knee?
Well, Devin Conway punched his bat, remember?
Oh, broke his hand.
Broke his hand, yeah.
That's true.
So there is a bit of dumb shit. But that's what's so good about tennis. You're out there by yourself, and I reckon it's the best sport for meltdowns because you're by yourself. You can entirely lose the match on your own as well.
Yeah, you can't blame anyone.
Nah, and your opponent could be playing badly, and you could still lose by yourself, and that's why it's the best scone-doing exercise.
Can I just say how amazing these Eastern Europeans and Germans and even the Western Europeans are at English? Like, they are incredible in their speeches. They just sort of pretty much, they're using every, like classic, sayings that only a native English speaker would use. Like, fair suck of the sav, like all that sort of thing. It was dry as a nun's nasty out there, like that kind of shit. And you're going, what the hell? How do you know that saying?
Where did you learn that?
Where did you learn that? But that's also one of the things where Germans think nothing about of swearing.
No.
If you've ever interviewed a German athlete, they're like, fuck, did you see what the fucking happened? It's a fucking disaster like this. And,
Yeah.
And you go, I don't know, but in our country, I know fuck's the first word that you learnt, but we just don't say it on
the first
TV.
German word you learn.
No, I mean first English.
I know, but vice versa.
Oh, yes, true.
And
You're right.
So
we
you
learn
go,
Scheisse,
Scheisse.
yeah.
When you talk to them, they're like, why have the word if you can't say it? Well, then why do you have this word? You're not allowed to say
Yeah.
it?
It's just language. What is the problem?
Yeah.
You're already still reminding us of what happened 70 years ago, but
Yeah.
now it's just language.
I suppose when you got something like that in your history,
Yeah.
everything has to be on the table at that
That's
point.
right. Yeah. My favorite person on Instagram is this German comedian called Mario.
Yes, you sent me.
I sent you as one, and he's done this one about Elon Musk doing the
Nazi salute.
Nazi salute, and he goes, no, is that, look, say what you want, but from a technical point of view, is that as a textbook? And he goes, it's like when you hear a song and there's a cover and you go, oh yeah, that cover is really good.
Didn't he go on about how they own the brand?
Yeah, he
So-
goes,
so
leave
that's-
it. No, that's ours. Yeah, exactly. Come on, yeah, we are the ones, you can't take it now. Yeah, exactly. He's like, owns that. Oh, fucking hell. I mean, he must piss Germans off so much. It's his entire comedy set is about that.
Surely he's not living in Germany.
No, he's in LA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Of course. So picture this. James McOnie and Manaia Stewart. Just close your eyes. The year is 26-43. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
And
Isn't that what Mitch Owen scored in the last over?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty close, actually. And we're still arguing over a revamped Eden Park versus a waterfront stadium. Because John Kirwan has now come out. Sir John Kirwan and his glasses.
Oh, yes, he's come out.
Have come out and
The glasses were a hint. The glasses were a clue.
The glasses have come out.
Yeah,
He hasn't.
okay, right. Okay.
And he said it's time to move on from Eden Park. He's gone through an emotional roller coaster around his emotions around Eden Park, and he's come to the conclusion that he never looks back. He only looks forward.
Right.
And he wants his kids and his kids' kids to go to a waterfront stadium. There's nothing in them for Eden Park.
Yeah.
So he's joined in the Auckland Stadium saga. Will it make a difference?
No, they still won't change anything. They're just going to leave it there. I mean, the country's not too rich. I don't know if we can afford this kind of shit. We've been trying to get the Saudis in to run it. But I don't think
We
anyone...
get Saudis to build it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What? Why don't we?
Call
yeah,
it
yeah,
Mohammed bin
Sheikh-
Zayed's
Yeah,
Stadium.
exactly.
We'll call it Mobo Stadium.
100%. But I think, like, no one outside of Auckland, I really don't think gives a shit about Eden Park. They don't think of the 2011 Rugby World Cup as happening in Eden Park. I just think it's like I don't know. Does anyone care about that park? The history of it?
No.
I'm probably asking the wrong person,
No.
McOnie. I'm sure you do, but
No, I mean, I went to my first Test match at Eden Park, and I was always I was amazed at the all the tailgating, which was amazing. The car boot parties was
Really?
good, yeah. And then, but it was mainly in all the sort of the neighbourhood houses. Just you had to know someone, and generally to park,
Yeah.
and then that was their kind of like their side hustle, their business.
yes.
And so everybody seemed to have that sorted. And then you wander in for the Test match, and I was amazed at how quiet it was. Like, you could almost yell across the... You still can at All
Yeah,
Blacks
you
games,
can.
eh? Meeting at the Kingslander afterwards?
yeah.
Nah, full time. Okay. Like,
Yeah.
there's no atmosphere.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, there's suddenly a roar. So it was a cool moment daytime tests. But the only thing with Eden Park, I think, is that overseas people know, although there's a clothing brand, but they know Eden Park.
Right.
They know that it's the fortress. They know it's kind of famous, a bit like how we know Ellis Park and all that sort of thing. So I think that there is a mystique overseas. If you're in Auckland, you just go, nah, it's a pain in the ass or whatever.
Hard to get to.
But I actually think every stadium is hard to get to, and Eden Park is pretty bloody good. So I thought it was amazing in the Women's Football World Cup, which is the last big event they had there, packed stadia, and it felt easy to get to. I thought it was okay.
Yeah, and in terms of hospitality and whatever, it's amazing compared to any other stadium in New Zealand. In terms of the hospo areas, in terms of food and beverage, it is easily when it's all humming. Yeah, when every single concession's open and it's full, it hums.
Have we just talked our way back around into Eden Park?
No, because here's my argument: it's a great park. It's in the wrong place. That's all for me. It's in completely the wrong place because...
Should we relocate it?
Yeah, pick it up and drop it somewhere else because it would totally...
Get Andy Ellis with his truck and put the stadium on the back of it.
Because it revolutionise... It would
you
not
won't
revolutionise...
believe coming around this corner here, Kaiba Pass is going to be tricky.
It would change downtown Auckland. Can you imagine leaving a bar, walking 15 minutes, watching a Super Rugby game, and then walking back to the pub, having dinner, or whatever. At the moment, that's not part of the equation, Eden Park. Part of the equation is, okay, it's 2 hours to kick off. How do we get there?
But, I mean, and also it'll give somewhere for the 501s who've been dumped in Central Auckland, somewhere for them to hang around as well,
totally. Well, they need entertainment as well.
They do. Yeah, they need love too.
Yeah, that's right. And when the Melbourne Rebels come to play, they can go and watch their team.
Yeah, exactly. Haven't they been kicked out? They have, yeah. We just tell them that they're coming to play and just put on a show. But I think, I've got no problem with Eden Park as being the big stadium because I don't think Auckland can afford another big stadium. But Auckland FC are going to build a medium-sized 15,000-seater at Western Springs by the sound of things. So that's going to satisfy that market. And that's where it's going to be quite interesting because they'll have proper sort of private enterprise saying, well, Auckland NPC, you can probably play here if you want. Yeah. But it's a bit tricky because on the Eden Park Trust Board, this is boring shit. I'm going to stop.
I know what you mean. Auckland Cricket and Auckland Rugby are so interlinked with the Trust Board and the whole thing. It's very complex.
It is. It's very complex. But
and they all benefit from the stadium, from concerts and everything. So they don't want to move.
I just
started
boring myself.
Anyway, okay, let's move on then to football of another kind. The Super Bowl is being decided. This is when I get interested in this in NFL now.
So yes.
So hit me.
G Lane.
What should I expect? Who's playing? When? How?
The Eagles, the Philadelphia Eagles are playing. And
always sunny in Philadelphia.
And they're playing last year's Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Boo. We're going through a three-peat. Never been done before.
Have they won 4 in 5 years or something like that? It's some
proper dynasty.
It is proper dynasty shit. They beat the Bills yesterday, the Chiefs did.
I love the Bills because I only love their fans.
Well, it was tied going into the fourth quarter, and there's quite a common thing about the NFL at the moment that the league is basically rigged in favour of the Kansas City Chiefs.
And Taylor Swift.
And Taylor Swift, of course, who's with Travis Kelce, who's on that team.
And the Swifties are manipulating the NFL.
Yeah, the Swifties are paying off the refs, basically. That's what's happening.
That's basically what they're saying. And so when I saw that they were tied going into the fourth quarter and that I could get $2.45 for the Chiefs, I was like, that is money for jam. And so I took that with every cent left in my account. Yeah. And that came in. They seemed inevitable, didn't it? It's like going into that fourth quarter, they're tied, and it's like he's gonna score. They're gonna score,
and they're gonna win. They're at home. They there were about 3 calls that went their way. It was a good idea, Manaia. I should have done the same thing. I was actually trying to help my friend who's a Bills fan get through the disappointment because I actually turned up when I saw that they'd scored and they'd just gone ahead. I thought, okay, I can turn up to his Bills party and. It should be, at least they'll be competitive. It's not a blowout. But watching the way things went down, there were about 3 decisions that you could say are Swifties paying off the refs. Yeah. One was a tush push, which is quarterback sneak, where it looked like Josh Allen possibly crossed the line for a first down, and they went no. They just called it. He said no, and then before that there was a catch by the Bills where it's only usually marked where you the first point of your body, either knee or whatever, hits the ground. And a lot of people would say, well, that was a first down. But I didn't mind that one. But there was a Chiefs reception where it could have actually been an intercept, but they awarded it a reception, even though the ball hit the ground. And normally, if it hits the ground, even if you got your hands around it, they'll say, nah, you've used the ground to secure the ball.
Like a catch in cricket.
A catch, yeah, a bit like a catch in cricket, although they will be a little bit lenient in the end zone sometimes. I've seen, a couple of touchdowns awarded. But in this case, you'd say that would definitely be called, no catch, no reception. And they gave it, and it was fucking crucial, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Did they score from that? I think they did.
I can't remember.
From down there, they did. And so next play. And that was where everybody starts to say, it's fixed, it's rigged, we're Swifties.
And also particularly because the Bills have had a real surging year this year. Their quarterback's been tremendous, Josh Allen. And so I'm in multiple different group chats with Bills tragic fans who are like, this is bullshit, it's rigged.
Tom Harper?
Whatever. Tom Harper's one of them. Yeah. Tom Harper's dad is one of them as well. Pete Loaf. So
is there? Oh yes, right. Tom Harper.
And how's the fantasy game? How's the fantasy group going? Is Matt Heath still fixing that?
I've muted it. I got knocked out before the playoffs. So
okay.
You got to mute it. But the Eagles though, they've got this guy Saquon Barkley who can just run and run and run. So he ran for 200 yards the last week. I don't know what he did yesterday, Manaia.
Something similar. He scored off the first touch.
Yeah, 70 yards or something, and he was just lightning. He scored another touchdown. He is so unstoppable that now the pressure sort of goes off. They've got this quarterback who's pretty good. Jalen, everybody hurts. So Jalen Hurts could win it if he was in form, but the good thing is he's got frickin' Saquon Barkley just buzzing around waiting to get the ball.
Who was the guy who you may remember, Lane, earlier this season? There was a guy who made a break, bumped one dude off, jumped and spun over the top of...
Did a backwards hurdle.
Backwards hurdle, the guy?
Yeah.
That's Saquon Barkley.
Okay. And so is everyone in the entire world, apart from Chiefs fans, supporting the Eagles?
I don't know. I know there's a massive contingent of people that follow the NFL that want the Chiefs to lose.
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if they're jumping on the Eagles, though.
I'm happy for the Chiefs to keep rolling. I don't mind. I mean, Taylor Swift, I think Shake It Off is an absolute triumph of a pop song, and I don't care. I'll fight you right now, G Lane, if you disagree.
Hey, look, I'm a Benson Boone fan now. So I want Philly to win purely because I recall the last time the Eagles won, there was rioting in the streets and they were tipping up police cars and burning them.
Yeah,
that's the kind of celebrations I want.
You would either be a Bills fan or a Phillies fan.
Yeah. I feel in my heart of hearts.
Well, they're flipping cars, and obviously the ACC tradition of flipping things if things don't go your way. Yes. And then
Raiders fan maybe.
Exactly.
But I just
Is that's your third option is Raiders?
How dare you? No, but that's celebrating a win. I love that. It's not even a loss. They won the Super Bowl and they flipped cars and burned them.
And the Bills Mafia, they're the ones who jump on tables.
Yeah, I love seeing all the bloopers of tables not breaking.
Oh my god, or missing the table.
And people going into the Scorpion. And I wonder how many people have been paralysed from the Bills fans.
But also not understanding that underneath that table, there's a whole lot of metal objects that can sometimes pierce through. Yeah, that's the thing. They go, it's a plastic table. It's like, it's held up by metal.
But do you think there's a market in selling collapsible, safe balsa wood tables for Bills fans to jump into?
100% there is.
But maybe we should combine that with my idea about having slow burning American flags. Because I just feel during protests in the Middle East, they go up too quickly when they light them. It goes woof, and all the nylon goes. But if you had a slow-burning American flag, they could really get into their Allah Akbars for a good 20 minutes.
Well, this is where the ACC should be diversifying, G Lane, because if we're not going to, if things are going to be different this year, let's just say we need some options on the table.
The long burn.
Okay. Yeah,
the long burn. I've noticed that the Super Bowl, and I don't know what Roman numerals, what year we're up to, but the Roman numerals are LIX, Super Bowl licks.
Ooh,
so
I see.
That's nice.
There's a joke in there, but I'm above it.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, of course you are.
Hey, just before we head to yours, please.
I'm not. Can we start to do some Licks jokes right now, G Lane?
Licks, isn't that a strip club in Taupo?
Can we do Suck One Barclay or something like that?
Well, there's Dak Prescott and Joe Jury had. Did you have Dak or Saquon?
Saquon.
He had Dak, and he was trying to trade for Saquon, and so his team name could be Saquon My Dak.
There we go. Yes, Joe Jerry came through. Okay.
Rightio.
Right.
No, the Alternative Commentary Collective, we're presenting the Snackachangi Sports Awards.
Oh, yes.
It's in a couple of weeks. The Changies, we're calling them. It's a prestigious event recognising, honouring outstanding achievements in New Zealand sport. 9 categories set out in the Changies to inspire other sports people to aim high and achieve greatness, but it's also commentators as well. We've got the Commentator's Curse of the Year, the Sean Fitzpatrick Pink Fist Award for the most bizarre marketing campaign, the Justin Marshall Frosted Tips Hairstyle of the Year, the Chris Ratu Hottest Take of 24, and the Mark Sainsbury Memorial Award for Best Facial Hair Configuration, the Richie McCaw Right Hook. There's all sorts coming
Mark
up.
Sainsbury is still alive, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
but his moustache.
Okay,
it's the memorial
okay,
moustache.
fine. But I just wanted to make that clear that we haven't.
Is that why Joe Jury
Kill
asked
them
me
off.
if Mark Sainsbury's still alive? I said, yeah.
You can remember someone that's still alive.
Can we get Rats in to give it the Chris Ratu Award? He's actually a lovely bloke.
I
right?
know, I know.
He's he's got angry fingers.
You can still vote. You can still vote. The voting closes, I think, maybe
got
end of this
grumpy
week.
fingers.
Text vote to 3236.
Well, actually, in the interest of accuracy, should we kill Mark Sainsbury before this?
Yeah, that probably, because the last thing we want to do is kind of jeopardise our credibility.
I don't want to make a fucking joke out of
Yeah,
this
we
thing.
don't
all right?
fucking be a laughing stock. Anyway, okay, quick break. Speaking of laughing stocks, we'll be back with Yours Please.
Yours, please. Brought to you by Leader, home of the lasagna topper.
Radio Manaia and James got 3 to get through on the Yours Please function. Or you can partake yourself with the little microphone button on your iHeartradio app. If you're listening to the potty, you can do it now. Yours Please.
Yeah, g'day. Righto. Need a couple updates from you fellas. Seems as Manaia's buggered off. And can we get an update on the F with MH campaign? You guys are no longer fucking with Mike Hosking. Matt Heath seems to be out of the picture. Can we get a fuck with Manaia? Let's just go fuck shit up around his neighbourhood now. And I need an update on the Chris Gale Mash situation. Is young Mash sitting in the corner, Milkman mashing it over Gale and his missus?
Okay, that was to do. That last part was. We'll touch on that a bit later. But that was to do with lovely Lauren being picked up and scooped up in one arm by Chris Gale like a rugby ball, and he said, "I got you, baby."
He then went through hers and Kate Britton from out in the office's Instagrams and liked a bunch of photos.
From about 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Touched on that.
It was a deep dive.
Yeah.
I'm still here, and
So it means we can't really fuck with you if you're still here.
So I don't think it's as much fun to. The thing about Hosking is he's not often fucked with. I am fucked with every day. But.
Yeah. But the thing is with Hosking also, fucking with Hosking, he doesn't care. I don't think he cares. It depends how much you fuck with him, I guess.
I reckon you could definitely. But yes, so we had a bit of a planning meeting for the Hauraki Breakfast Show, and one of the priorities was we need to get F with MH up and running. But the problem with the F with MH is it relies very heavily on MH Matt Heath.
Yeah.
And that, I think, is where it fell down. Particularly when it first came up, he'd only just started. Maybe now that he's bedded in a little bit, he can start fucking with him again.
I think, because we had several ideas, isn't he? I still think the little things like changing out the colour of his ink printer, because he prints his notes out in the studio. He's the only person in this building with their own printer.
He has a kitchenette in his studio
the kitchenette, So doing stuff with that and popping different keys, popping vowels off and changing just little things like that.
I'll tell you what, something that Matt Heath, I believe, did in the Hauraki studio that he could take into ZB, putting chewing gum underneath the desk.
Oh, no. Did he?
It was either him or Hoyt.
Well, Hoyt,
It's their seed, isn't it?
both of them chew cud like some demented cow, because he tends to do it before he comes into broadcast. He puts 4 or 5 pieces in. It's like, and then you've got Jason Hoyt, who's chewing on Nicorette half the time. When he's not punching heaters, he's on the Nicorette hard.
Yeah.
So
Or sometimes both.
could be either.
Well, either way, I think that is right up the F with MH alley.
Okay. Anyway,
Well, I was going to ask, who's got their own printer again?
Hosking.
You're joking.
Yeah, he prints everything out in the notes. You can hear him go this. Right, next.
Quarter day.
Yeah.
13 minutes away from 7.
Loves the wires.
Yeah.
He's a Pinot wires.
Is he though?
Is anyone anymore? They went really quiet when
It did go a little bit quiet.
teams started losing.
Okay,
Yeah.
next one, yours please.
Oh, 3 o'clock on a Friday, long weekend traffic, and there's no bloody podcast. Guess I'll just listen to better parenting podcasts. Do you guys have any actual other podcast suggestions? You guys should know. Cheers, love yous, fuck yous.
Oh, for something to listen to, yeah.
I like how the fuck is was just cut out. Anyway, go. Manaia, you got one?
Real Dictators is scratches
is
my
that good?
history itch.
Oh,
yeah, you can go back through. I've been through the Mugabes, I've been through the Idi Amins, I've been through.
Oh,
love a good
some of the
dictator,
shit that's a good recommendation.
Pol Pot.
I listen to the Kick It Forward podcast, which are these Aussie blokes who are pretty funny online. They do good videos, but they even though they love AFL, you can go plus 30 all through that and just like go fast forward. But their banter, they're good Aussie blokes.
Yeah.
Kick It
And
Forward.
so I like Kick It Forward and 60 songs that defined the 90s. So that guy's done that. His name is Rob Harvilla, and he's done all these, sort of like important seminal songs, some people would say. And he's moved into the 2000s, and it's kind of really a script. He writes a script and then he interviews another music journalist at the end of it. It's very good.
Mine's Hooked on Freddy, which is about a dolphin that came into a harbour in the north of England.
Oh, fuck.
And a guy got accused of whacking the dolphin off in public.
Oh, wait, I'm back.
It's called Hooked on Freddy because dolphins use their penises to hook onto you and drag you around. You know when you see a dolphin dragging them around by their cock. There you go.
Really?
Hooked on Freddy. Have a listen to that. But this guy gets accused by another dolphin because it turned into a whole tourism thing, going and seeing Freddy.
It feels like that could be a country
Freddy the
song.
dolphin.
You ain't nothing but a cock-dragging dolphin dragging me around.
And he gets accused of whacking the dolphin off, and he actually goes to court under the charge of
Whacking off a dolphin.
Yeah.
A succulent Chinese dolphin. What is it illegal to whack off a dolphin?
Well, apparently it is in public.
What?
Yeah,
In public?
Well, yeah.
But in private?
Because apparently it was in front of a bunch of school children. Anyway, you got to listen to it. It's a big
'Cause
story. He wasn't whacking off the dolphin, but I mean, there's a lot of background to it. And
Wait. So you're saying he was
he's
whacking
accused of whacking off a dolphin.
but you're saying he wasn't?
He was just taking a ride on its penis.
Okay. Right.
Okay, yours, please. Last one.
Hey guys, just want to review the name of your podcast. It's called The Daily Agenda, I believe.
Is it?
First word in there is daily, so
I don't know if it
you'd
is.
think it would come out daily, not just whenever G Lane can be fucked.
Hey.
Come on, guys, pick it up. Manaia didn't do that much around the place, did he?
Okay.
Clearly he did.
Look,
Clearly.
there's a few things here. There's a few at the start of the
Yes.
year. We're in January still. There's a lot of public holidays going on in January.
We're ramping up.
We're ramping up. We are. It's going to be daily again, but it's just at this stage, everyone's either away or got new jobs or
Have been poached by radio stations.
radio stations, or I'm going to throw it out there, punishing for me, fucking school holidays.
Yeah.
So I've got 3 fucking kids at home. They're not fucking, but they're kids, and I have to somehow juggle them and for the next week or so. And with your new job, James is busy doing all sorts of stuff like emceeing weddings and whatnot.
Yeah, but it's a busy life.
So we are ramping back up to daily, so you can all just chill out.
What you're saying is you can't be clipping anything off G Lane. I don't think you know how to.
No, fuck.
Exactly. And
Fuck
so
no.
therefore,
I can buff a beer.
I'm looking at Joe Jury going, am I on the right track here? No, but it's fine. Look, we're just more John Daly than Tom Daly, right? So
Yeah.
we're got the cigarette going
Yeah.
and we're just cruising, letting ourselves go.
Well, Laurie
Whereas
Daly.
Tom, oh, exactly. No, well, Tom Daly is precision because
Yes.
he's crocheting and doing perfect dives in
Yes.
his Speedos,
In his-
right?
yeah.
We're not that kind of podcast.
No.
We're more John Daly.
Yeah, okay.
Shout out to Tim Daly from St Andrews.
Yeah. Hey, Tim.
Rightio. Well,
Shout
on
out to
that
them.
note, let's wrap things up, and we'll be back tomorrow with another daily agenda.
Whatever happened to Lauren Daly?
Who?
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast, brought to you by Export Ultra. For more episodes, like and follow on iHeartradio or wherever you get your podcasts.